Hey everybody, this is video 3 in my 6-part video series on how to apply for VA disability benefits. In the last video I talked about medical records, which are really some of the most important records you can submit to the VA to prove your disability is service-connected. And actually, quite frankly, just proving your VA disability exists. Because sometimes the VA will say, hey, there's no current record of your disability, so you have to prove that with a current record. But in this video, we're going to be talking a little bit about what other types of records and documentation you can use to help the VA grant your benefits. Now, for certain types of claims, you're going to want to submit these records right away, especially for things like PTSD. And these records are things that are called statement in support of claims or affidavits or personal statements. There's a form you can fill out for statement in support of claim. But these documents help provide narrative to the VA, information to the VA that might not be jumping out of the medical records. And specifically for PTSD, where you have to prove a stressor event, you have to write about what occurred that you think caused the PTSD, what event or events occurred in service that caused this condition. Now, you can do that with all of your other conditions as well. Now, these lay statements are especially important if you haven't seen the doctor in a while for your specific condition. And I'll talk about that more in a separate video, but these lay statements can be from you or from family members. Now, the key to lay statements, I'll talk about this more in another video, are limiting it to the facts. It has to be somebody competent to write them, meaning it has to be someone who has actually witnessed what you're trying to prove, and it has to be the facts, all right? Not theories of how this thing happened, but was there a continuity of treatment? Has this continuously caused you an issue since your service? How did this thing happen? And also, what is the severity of the condition? You may also want to consider submitting other records that help the VA find more federal records for you. For instance, if you served aboard a specific ship, right? And if you think a certain thing happened on a ship and there might be other records on this ship, you can write in more detail, hey, this is what happened aboard this ship that may have caused my current disability. Or we went on shore leave on this particular day from this particular ship, or rather around this time we made a port call and this is what happened. Or I was TDY this time and that's when I suffered this injury, or I had this exposure, right? That's where these lay statements can really come in handy. And again, I'm going to have a separate companion video all about lay statements in a little bit to tell you about what we think really helps beef up these claims. You can also submit pictures. Sometimes service records are lost and pictures tell 1,000 words. So do you have a picture of your deployment? Do you have a picture of that time you were mobilized? Do you have pictures of the time you were on active duty in the National Guard? You can also submit pay records. So you might want to submit your LESs. You can actually get those by submitting a FOIA to DFAS, the Defense Finance Accounting Service. The VA doesn't always pull those records, but you can, and submit those to help substantiate you were on active duty during a particular period of time. And this is especially important for our Guard and Reserve veterans. Anyway, those are some ideas of other records you can submit to help substantiate your claim. Lay statements from yourself, friends, family members, colleagues, fellow service members, battle buddies as we call them in the Army, fellow sailors, Marines, airmen, or guardians as the case may be. Pictures can also help. Also, lay statements from family members who can describe the severity of your current condition. All these things can help not just substantiate your claim, but actually also give you the proper rating. Anyway, until next time, thanks for watching.